Hello and welcome to Sports via TV today. We are joined by England and Arsenal ladies footballing legend Kelly Smith. So can you tell us a little bit about the Inspiring Women's campaign scheme you've been involved in today?
Yeah, it's a fantastic initiative involving young girls. It's over 13,000 volunteers have going to give up an hour of their time to go into schools and speak about their career paths and try and encourage young boys and girls into a career path in whether it be sport, whether it be something else.
And when you were growing up, did you have any sporting heroes, anyone that inspired you in particular?
I always dreamt of being a professional footballer, even at the age of 7 or 8. So watching football on Match of the Day and being an Arsenal fan, my hero was Ian Wright. So I just wanted to role model, he was my role model, but I wanted to model my game on him and just play with a smile on my face and, just play with energy and fun.
And any particular sporting memories stick out in your mind when you were a young child?
The FA Cup finals, I think, it was always massive to watch those games if Arsenal were involved. Not even if they weren't involved, they were the big games that you looked to. Obviously the World Cups for football too, but especially as a women's footballer growing up too, you wanted to play in an FA Cup final. I'm lucky enough to have done that on a number of occasions and won.
When you've obviously been around the game for a long time, have you seen sufficient growth in the women's game in recent years, especially more than obviously decades before?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I left the country in 1999 to go and play professional football in America, because the growth of the game here, it was just stagnant. It wasn't very good. Can't say that now. It's really booming. It's developing. We've got a new summer league. It's in its fourth year running. The attendances are growing. There's more competitiveness within the league. So the game's just really taking it to a new level. I think it helps with the fact that the FA have backed the women's national team, and we're qualifying for major tournaments. Every tournament. The next big one is Canada.
Yep.
In the summer of June. Hopefully looking to do really well in that.
And one of the biggest sporting stories from the women's football is obviously Stephanie Roche's goal that was nominated for the Puskas Award. Bit disappointed she didn't win it?
To be fair, I think out of the 3 goals that were nominated, I think that was probably the most special one in terms of technique. But it was always going to be tough. It's great that she's been nominated, but I think I never thought that she would win it just for where we're at in terms of social status at the minute. But to get recognised was fantastic, and she deserves all the accolades that she's got. And
obviously there is a sufficient gap in between the women's game and the men's game. Do you think that's something that could be bridged?
What, from that goal?
No, just in general, as the way the sport is progressing. Do you think there's something?
Yeah, I mean, we always want to be our own identity, even though it's the same game.
Yeah.
It's a different game. We want our own fans, which we're slowly doing and building on that fan base. I think before, as I said, it always used to be Arsenal, the main women's team, dominating the game. Now, other teams are pumping more money into the game, and it's made it very competitive. So it makes it more easy on the eyes for the fans to watch and support a team.
At the start of your career, you're obviously studying, at college and stuff when you were playing. Do you think that's helped you as a player? And would you like to see kind of more players focusing on education as well as football itself?
Yeah, for me, it was always important that I got my degree, just in case football, a career-ending injury could happen, and then you've got nothing. So I think education is certainly something that the kids need to have, and just not focus fully on football, something to fall back on. That's one of the messages that I was telling these young girls, if they have a desire to be a professional athlete, to then get their degrees and qualifications, because if it does go wrong, you always have that to focus on.
And any other, what would you say? Obviously, you just said a few words there to people. What else would you say to any aspiring young girls that would like to be professional footballers?
To work hard, listen to your coaches, and do everything possible. Eat the right foods, research what you need to do to be a professional athlete. Your coaches are there for a reason, they're helping you out. Just to be a sponge and take everything on board, and always have a ball at your feet, practicing on your skills, because that's where you earn your money.
Okay, brilliant. Thanks very much, Dave.